Welcome back to the channel, admirers. Additionally, if you're just joining us, you've chosen the most ideal minute to focus on the world of tennis since we just saw an earthquake change of colossal proportions. We're discussing an enormous, astounding upset that has really shocked waves from the famous, sun-drenched hard California Open courts all the route around the world to the historic Prague's tennis-crazed streets. The everywhere headlines are flashing. All of the main sports networks. Social media is completely insane, and the feeling that reverberates across Europe, the continent, is entirely in agreement. The whole Czech Republic is experiencing complete and utter astonishment. Today, we are dissecting the game that no one anticipated. The game that has independently altered the course this season's women's tennis, and the match that will definitely be regarded as a watershed moment in the Asian sports history. Alexandra Eala, the unrelenting, rapidly developing prodigy from the Philippines, just succeeded in the unimaginable. Entering the extremely high-pressure phase of the California Open is a competition considered by everyone to be the sixth Grand Slam for its tough and prestigious rivalry. She has methodically dismantled the world number 13, the exceptionally gifted, profoundly knowledgeable and really adaptable Muchova Karolina. This wasn't only a lucky victory. This wasn't an anomaly. As a consequence of a seasoned player having a day off. This was a really strong declaration. Assertion. This was a declaration. Heir to the whole Women's Tennis Association for the sport's future has definitely come, and it is boldly displaying the hues of the Philippines. Prior to this draw, the expectations were quite distorted. Tennis royalty Karolina Muchova may be found at this particular point. She's a huge success. Finalist, a master of strategy who has one of the most comprehensive, beautiful to look at, yet risky the tour's games. The slice is hers. Her forehand is heavy. She possesses the flawless net play. Additionally, she has the encounter with the absolute sports giants on the largest courts worldwide. As soon as the draw was announced that she would have to deal with the youth, numerous experts, commentators, and Filipina stars and betting markets assumed this would be a standard triumph for the master of Czech music. They anticipated Muchova would using her own style to highlight her youth and relative inexperience adversary. They anticipated the rough, sluggish California's hard courts to flawlessly enhance Muchova's powerful spin and surgical drop shots, but they significantly understated the sheer willpower, the extraordinary athletic conditioning as well as the searing Alexandra Eala's starting power. What took place under the desert sun was a masterclass in tactics and resilience adjustment. From the first ball strike, the stadium's energy was powered by an electric, outspoken, aggressively fervent Filipino diaspora that transformed this impartial forum in California into what felt like a Manila home arena. Each and every ILO's victory was greeted with deafening roars. Each victory she achieved reverberated like a rumble through the stadium. Additionally, it was in this utter crucible of the strain and noise that Muchova, the inexperienced veteran, discovered herself suffocating under the weighty, unrelenting, 19-year-old's left-handed top spin girl having fun while carrying the weight of the country on her shoulders. We've to comprehend the extreme seriousness of this pause to fully absorb what transpired today. In the Czech Republic, tennis is a great source of pride for the country. They create champions in a manner similar to a factory using an ancestry that comprises Martina Karolina, Petra Kvitova, and Navratilova Marqueta, Barbara Kradova, and Pleskova Vanderova. Muchova is an essential component of this generation of contemporary Czech powerhouses. Witnessing her being demolished by an adolescent, a nation not generally recognized for its tennis heritage has departed Europe. Analysts were utterly taken aback. However, this is a joyful, Philippines paradigm-shifting triumph. This is the moment when a country becomes fixated with basketball and boxing, understands they have a legitimate world-class athlete dominating the top levels of a worldwide, very sport that is competitive. Eala is more than merely winning games. She is having a breakdown. Obstacles, breaking down historical ceilings, and placing Southeast Asian tennis on the map in a manner never seen before. Let's now go on to the in-depth analysis and fully unravel the history, the mechanics, and the outstanding tactical performance that resulted in this is a huge upset. To comprehend how Alexandra Eala executed the amazing triumph, we must first examine that these two have quite distinct trajectories. Athletes traveled to get here on this exact court, because fashions lead to conflict and the mental toughness is formed by one's background. Need for survival at this high level. Let's begin with the 13th global number. Muchova Karolina. She is the perfect example of the traditional tennis player was updated in the 21st century. In contrast to the contemporary baseline bashers who just use Muchova plays with incredible speed and force. Tennis in the manner of a chess grandmaster. She makes arguments. She employs angles. If the majority of players are unable to see, let just carry out. She bites with a slice backhand. Enters the court and maintains a very low profile, making her rivals bow their knees and strike an awkward defensive shots. Additionally, when she detects weakness, she moves fluidly to the internet and elegance that is almost unmatched on today's women's tour. Muchova's The Voyage has been characterized by intense highs and excruciating lows caused by injuries. She has advanced to Roland's finals, Garros, challenging the apparently unbeatable IGTC until the very end of a three-set thriller. Her lineage is that of a champion who is adept at navigating the deepest reaches of a big competition. Her appearance on the court orders respect, and her game requires excellence. Execution by anybody attempting to overcome her. On the other end of the internet, we possess Alexandra Eala. Her narrative is one of extraordinary sacrifice, geographic solitude, as well as enormous, indisputable talent. Originating in the Philippines early on, Eala understood that to be the finest, she needed the best to train with. This required her to leave her house, her culture, as well as her family at an exceptionally being too young to go halfway across the world to Spain's Mallorca to sign up for the esteemed Rafa Nadal school. Consider the stress of being a young adolescent conveying a country's aspirations and creating your game while keeping an eye on the gaze of one of the most formidable rivals throughout the history of athletics. Eala took in particular strain and directed it into a work ethic that is rapidly evolving into renowned on the tour. She created a fierce, hefty forehand with the left hand that pushes opponents and kicks up high well behind the baseline. She constructed an amazing cardiovascular system, enabling her to violently crush through lengthy demonstrations. Could exhaust older, more opponents who were physically developed. However, more than anything, she became mentally armor required to seem like a player in the top 20 without blinking, like Muchova in the eye. When the game started, the difference in styles were evident right away, and the tactical conflict was really captivating. To observe, Muchova emerged from the gates is attempting to throw off Eala's rhythm. She was aware that if she participated in a pure, Eala's young, hefty baseline slugfest legs and strong ground motions might ultimately take control. Thus, Muchova she pulled out all of her tricks. She fed low, slice backhands that slide, attempting to steal the pace from the Filipina she enjoys rerouting. She made use of the serve and volley at critical moments, attempting to force a pass and hurry Eala shot mistakes. Additionally, for a short time, it seemed to be the veteran check tactic. Was it work? The experience of Muchova is shown through as she worked softly moving Eala from the corner to the ball corner, assessing her ability to move laterally and her endurance. However, here is where Eala demonstrated the precise reason she is climbing the ranks in such a startling speed. Rather of being alarmed, instead of pushing too hard and committing unintentional mistakes, Eala made adjustments. This was perhaps the most remarkable quality of her performance. We are used to seeing young athletes depend only on Plan A, and when Plan A fails, they fall apart. But Eala shown a level of tactical maturity well above her years. Acknowledging that Muchova was attempting to move her along with brief drop shots and slices, Eala started to get ready for the play. She accelerated her footwork, reaching the ball just a little bit of a second earlier, enabling her to enter the courtroom and penalize the short ball as opposed to lunging defensively. The pivotal moment in the contest focused on the conflict between the forehands. Muchova has an amazing ability to smooth down the forehand and striking wins that are clean. However, Eala's forehand of the left hand infused with the top spin of heavy Nadalesque was ideal. Designed to withstand the rough surface of the California Open courts. The ball was grabbing hold of the surface and blowing out rising, continuously compelling Muchova to play the ball up and over her striking zone, close to her shoulders. With time, this heavy, repeated movement started to wear you out. The arm and breakdown of the Czech player her constancy. Each time Muchova attempted to cut her way out of difficulty, Eala was prepared, sprinting past her. Backhand to control her play, enormous forehand and tearing cross-court winners who stranded Muchova in the center of the court. Additionally, we must discuss the dynamic of service. Muchova is renowned for having a very trustworthy, excellent serve, but Eala was coming back. With a degree of depth and aggressiveness, it eliminated the Czech entirely. Games of service. Eala stood quite tall, taking the ball toward the baseline, quickly rising to prominence and plundering Muchova of the time required for her setup for her crucial second attempt. By continuously exerting pressure on the comeback, Eala made Muchova go for modest goals when she served initially. This ultimately resulted in a lower initial serve percent and additional chances. Eala's assault on the softer second serve. It was an oppressive kind of tennis. Eala wasn't only defeating Muchova. She was methodically removing her finest weapons of the opposition. The tangible Alexandra Eala's conditioning as well needs a lot of attention in this analysis. The circumstances in California may be harsh. The sun is blazing, though the dry air makes it easy for the matches to becoming physically taxing marathons. Despite her extraordinary skill, Muchova has she has trouble with her physical endurance in prolonged, harsh interactions. Eala was aware of this. You could see the real-time development of the game strategy. Eala was more than happy to prolong the rallies. She was pleased to reach 5, 10, cross-court, 15 balls, challenging Muchova to go for the lower percentage later on. Eala basically made the track meet on a tennis court. Additionally, as the game continued far into the adolescent was the decisive factor. She was bouncing on her toes and seemed fresh in between points, but the veteran started to exhibit symptoms of extreme exhaustion, leaning on her racket and spending more time in between servings. Then there was the crowd. We can't break this down completely. Match without recognizing the amazing ambience inside the stadium. The Filipino supporters appeared in whole droves. It was an ocean of blue. Flags that are red, yellow, and white. The chants, the applause, and the volume, the amount of support was astounding. Traditionally, tennis is a peaceful, courteous sport. But when Eala is participating, it becomes a stadium setting, evocative of a World Cup football game. This crowd was a battery pack for Eala. Each time she reached a breaking point, each time she needed to locate an additional gear, the audience raised her. She nourished, pounding her fist to release their energy, gazing up at the bleachers and directing the group fervor into her racket. Muchova believes that facing not only a strong rival, but a whole stadium of thunderous supporters is a very difficult mental task. It produces a setting where each error feels enlarged, and each lost point feels similar to a significant change in momentum. Muchova made every effort to ignore the noise to maintain her steadfast concentration bubble, but the ELA's overwhelming amount of support was undoubtedly a significant component in tipping the balances of psychology. This triumph will have significant consequences for the remaining WTA season of tours. For the longest period of time, the storyline-wise, Alexandra Eala was regarding her potential. She was the gifted youngster, the player to keep an eye on the future. The future, however, has here. By defeating a Karolina Muchova player quality on an arena as large as the Eala has officially entered the California Open. Changed from an excellent opportunity to a real, top-tier danger to the establishment. She has shown that the hefty game is a fantastic fit for the professional levels. And more crucially, she has shown that she has the strength of mind to shut matches against the top 20 elite opposition. The cost of the locker room. Pay attention. Players who may have having seen a matchup with Eala as a good draw with a young player will now proceed to the drawing board, frantically trying to determine how to manage her combative left-handed baseline mash. Conversely, for Karolina Muchova and the tennis team and Czech fans, this is a profound time. Contemplation. Muchova performed well. She didn't give away this contest. She was being defeated by a player who carried out a great strategy with unrelenting accuracy. Muchova's current challenge is to reassemble and safeguard her bodily health, and maybe discover fresh methods to use her versatility to counter opponents they are prepared to run down each and every ball. The Czech Republic is still a powerhouse in tennis, but this game serves as a clear indication that the worldwide women's tennis has a more diverse pool of talent, and more hazardous than before been. The era of the established veterans dismissing the younger generation in the first stages many important competitions are entirely over. Examining the larger historical context, the work being done by Alexandra Eala the Philippines is just revolutionary. We have observed Asian before players make a breakthrough. Nali won the affection of China and the world with her spectacular triumphs, and Naomi Osaka accepted the challenge to become a worldwide symbol. However, Southeast Asia and the Philippines in particular has suffered awaiting their real flagship tennis superstar. Eala is turning into that symbol. She is motivating thousands of young people, youngsters to take up a racket at home rather than a basketball. She is demonstrating that with the appropriate commitment, a player with a lot of passion and training can conquer from a tropical archipelago the conventionally European-dominated authority professional tennis structures. The Manila's pride is flowing to the Filipino communities are dispersed across is tangible everywhere in the world. They have discovered their champion, who is performing on the largest stages conceivable. As we approach the end of this very historic day, we must acknowledge that we have recently saw a significant shift in the guard. The California Open has consistently been a competition that results in spectacular narratives, but not many will be as extensively and profoundly as this one. Alexandra Eala's intense distress about Karolina Muchova exemplifies the charm of athletics. The fact that on any given day, heart, hustle, and the fearlessly carrying out a strategy may surpass Eala's ranking and experience. The competition is far from over. This undoubtedly triumph will serve like a rocket, fuel for her self-esteem. The remainder of the draw now seems very intriguing, and nobody will, not even the best seeds, like to have her name displayed beside theirs in the bracket. The momentum is with her. She possesses the game. Additionally, she has the throng behind her. The pursuit of excellence Eala no longer considers tend to be a pipe dream. It's really realistic, quick getting closer to reality. Regarding Karolina, the journey goes on, Muchova. She is far away. Too gifted, too strong to let her season was defined by this setback. She'll examine the recording, modify her level of fitness, then she'll return, probably making deep runs at the next majors, where her knowledge of the best-of-3 set grinds continues to be really beneficial. However, nowadays is wholly owned by the 19-year-old sensation among Filipinas. Many thanks for accompanying me on this exploration of what was really amazing and significant event in the history of tennis. I hope you found this analysis entertaining. After clicking subscribe, write a please like and leave a remark below. Let's tell me what you think. Have you seen this? An upsetting event is imminent? How far do you believe it goes? Can Alexandra Eala participate in this competition? Does she have the potential to become the next Grand Asian Slam champion? I'd want to hear your forecasts in the space provided for comments. Everyone keep your eyes on the courts, due to the fact that the tennis season just considerably more thrilling. Until the next time, remain fervent, continue to observe, and I'll talk to you in the next analysis.